Hi, this is Jim Starkweather, the publisher of KitMaker Network and Armorama.com, and welcome to another episode of Cracking the Box. This time we've got a kind of a special episode. This is going to be Cracking the Boxes, because we've got two kits here that share a lot of similar traits, but they are two distinct kits, and that is the new Mark IV male and female from Takom. You can see this is the male kit that I've got in front of me. This is kit number 2008. These are both in 1/35th scale. The difference between the male and the female on the Mark IV World War I era tank is just basically difference of armaments. You've got, and to potentially some degree to the armor, but the male tank had cannons mounted, sponson cannons mounted here, and machine guns mounted here, and in the front, whereas the female tank, as you can see from this box, had a lower silhouette or side profile here with the much smaller bubbles sticking out, and they had machine guns all around, basically. Machine guns here, and then in the front, and also, so a total of 5 machine guns versus 3, and then 2 cannons on the male. So that's just basically the quick down and dirty. I'm going to go ahead and cover both of these, obviously, in this one video, but I'm going to point out where the parts are the same and where potentially they're different. So let's go ahead and open up the male one first and then go over what the differences are. So let's go ahead and lift her out of here. They've got some technical specifications on here on the box cover, but mostly, let's see, I'm trying to see if they have any number of pieces. No, they don't. So, yep, we'll go from there. This one was kit number 2008, and the other one is kit number 2009. All right, so first off, we've got the plastic for the actual armor itself, and I've actually opened up some of these already. So, and these are nice. I've looked at the Tamiya, and I'm not going to really compare the two. They're different. Let me just say that they are different. You will see a lot of things on the Tamiya that are different than the Takom. It was just a choice of how to build the kit, or how to engineer the plastic kit. I don't think, from an accuracy standpoint, I can't really say one way or the other which is the more accurate kit. I mean, someone who's going to spend the time in detail and look through references and resources, and I would recommend, obviously, Terry over at PMMS, will probably do that kind of thing and say which one's the most accurate. Though, in comparing it, it's interesting the way Takom did it with a two-sided effect, which is interesting, where they give you basically both sides of this armor piece. Now, it may be that some of the parts of here will show. In other words, if you look at the tank, let's go back to the drawing, or the pictures, you can see that this, say, side piece armor, right, is going to be showing in some areas, like on the interior side, you'd be able to see through, obviously, to here. But there are a lot of areas where this opposite side to this, which is what, right here, we're looking at this piece right here. This is the piece there, which is actually, it's almost to scale. They almost did a 1-to-1 there. But where the flip side has pieces too. Now, it's very no detail flat here, which may be that these are the interior parts that you can't see, potentially. But everywhere else has some rivet detail and so forth, especially the front here. So, interestingly done. This is not the way, I think, remembering back to what the Tamiya kit looked like, and I don't have that kit on me right now, so I can't really tell. But they definitely did it slightly differently. So, also, I think, like Takom is molded in some of the detail here, like in these front sections, whereas Tamiya had these as individual parts to put in. But again, it's just a difference in deciding how they're going to engineer the thing. Both looked really good in terms of just production quality. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say, though, on that, because that's really the only things I kind of noticed when I was looking back and forth between kits. So let me go back to unboxings. Here are the some of the gear drive that we saw, the chain drive. It's all molded in one piece, which is nice. These are individual, probably suspension parts, I'm guessing. Here's the chain drive. And it's deciding now to try to focus on something else. There we go. You can see that's very nice, too, though. Some of the actual running gear, and some of the guns. Here's some of the machine guns. Okay, so here's the next piece, which is got a lot of the hull detail. This is, I believe, the top of the tank, and again, the rivet detail is very, very pronounced, which is probably likely for a kit of this age or era. And but it's very, very well done. Quality, very nice. Even these parts, you can see all the There are no push pin marks on the opposite side, except on maybe some of these larger pieces here where they're not going to show. And all the push areas were here on the sprues. You can see them quite pronounced. So even the smaller parts here have no push pin marks, which is nice. Again, this piece has some nice detail as well. So moving on. Then we have another large sprue here with some of the upper rails. I think there's a rail that goes along the top, and that's this piece right here. And then some of the exhaust system, I believe, and then there's an opposite rail for the other side. And again, a lot of these are just surface armor pieces and various other little details. Some of the machine gun mounts, I think, or pivot areas. But again, I'm seeing the same thing. There's no push pin marks on any of these other internal pieces. They all had basically ejection pin push area here to get the piece out of the mold was pushed out via just the sprues themselves, which is nice. I think that's something that manufacturers should definitely try to do more of. Okay, so this next piece is again a lot of the various detail parts, just mostly all gun mounts, I think, for the larger guns, gun shields for the larger cannon, the actual internal parts for the cannons. This machine, I'm going to take a look at the instructions, but I think it has a limited amount of interior detail, but it's not a full interior, I don't believe. So, but again, here's some nice parts there, and some of the internal gun components. And I believe that's part of the mounts here where my finger is. And, just it looks very nice. And again, no huge, there's a push pin mark here on this piece. And a couple over here on these pieces, but I'm guessing those are probably not visible. And that'll look good too. Now, of course, what's left in the box after that is a lot of gear componentry. This is obviously 2 sprues of some of the small wheels that go down on the bottom of the track system, like suspension and tracks, and they're very nicely done. Let's see if just briefly put those up. Yeah, a lot of nice little detail there. There also, and these are both the same, obviously sprue V, I think is what it's saying here, yep. Unless it's saying A, it does actually, looks like B though. And then we have a large thing of tracks. Now, the tracks, I think, for some modelers, are potentially going to be daunting. I mean, you've got, put my background back up here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and what they've done is they've created the individual track, obviously here, where my finger is, and that is that track there. On the reverse side, you have several points at which these small little pieces are going to need to be glued to them to form the system to interlink the tracks together. I'll point that out in the instructions how that works. So 5 things of individual track links. This is where if you have small children, you can maybe indoctrinate them and become basically household laborers. I won't say the other word. They can put the tracks together for you with enough maybe potential instruction. Or I've heard that there are places which may pop up as a direct result of this that will essentially build the tracks for you for a small fee. So I'm just joking, of course. But let's see. So this is a correction piece, and then here's the instructions. Very nice, cardboardy, like they've done this before. But I mean, I love these instruction manuals. They almost look like they're just done with kind of the utmost creativity and care and so forth. And that's, it's a good sign when you see a manufacturer putting this much effort into doing their instruction manual. It means they took time and patience and some care into putting it together, which is nice. So they do have obviously an overlay of all the parts involved, the photo etch, the chain, A metal gun barrel ×2 and then decal sheet are obviously indicated here as well. They have a little section on before assembly. They don't still say to wash kit parts, do they? Clean the model surface with a wet cloth before you apply decals. Okay, that's good. All right, so yeah, so let's take a look at those couple of things that I noticed just in the process of, or at least both for the interior, and then also, yeah, they're showing I'm assuming the chain area may show up, like underneath potentially. Maybe if you turn it upside down, maybe someone can answer that. All right, so here's the track construction right here, and you can see you do attach both. Wait, hold on a second. Is there another step there? Because I don't. Let me look at the tracks again. Yeah, those are just two small pieces. So the way they're showing them, it's the two pieces need to... Oh, okay, so it's actually 4 pieces that need to go to each track. So 4 pieces are glued to each individual track B1. And then those pieces then interlinked to the other pieces before them. So, yeah. Okay, so moving on. Let's see. They're not really showing any interior, other than like the cannon. There's quite a bit of detail you can see inside here, and I think that's the detail you're potentially seeing, or at least the kit parts that are presented there. There are some hatches, and I'm not sure they can be. Looks like they could be displayed open, like this one here. So obviously there could be interior, and I doubt there was a whole lot other than obviously all the driver parts and things like that, which I don't see anything like that. So I'm getting no interior from this other than just some of the cannon bits and so forth. So there will be an aftermarket potential need for that type of thing, or maybe Takom will actually come out with an interior upgrade kit themselves. As we know, with Meng, they released their Bradley, and they decided to then release it with a separate interior upgrade kit. All right, so there's that correction thing. Here's the decals, which this one is the Heinz German captured German unit with 4098 and Lodestar also. And then here are the other bits, which include feels like 2 small aluminum barrels, not brass. These look like turned aluminum. Let's see if I can get these in focus for you. So you can see very nice. There's definitely a little bit of a portion that's hollow, not way down, but it isn't hollow all the way. But and then of course photo etch and a chain and some rubber grommets. So the chain looks nice, actually. Very. There will be photos by the end. If you're new to this video, new to my unboxing videos, there are going to be photos at the end here. So if any of these, I will probably cut out any of these. Oh goodness, any of these portions that don't work. Yeah. Anyways, the chain looks good, and the photo etch, which again there will be a photo at the end for the photo etch, but also looks nice. Okay, so now let's open the female kit and compare and see what the differences are between the two in terms of what parts you're getting in both and so forth. Okay, here's the female box, and we're going to go ahead and open this one up and take a look. I'm going to skip through all the opening stuff. I'm just going to show you what's different. But I did want to show you this because I'm not sure if this was just me, because I probably got a slightly pre-production, pre-release version, but they did actually wrap it in bubble wrap, which I think is actually a good idea. So I just, let me know. I'm curious if this is like a new thing Takom's doing to essentially protect their stuff, or maybe they just sent it to me and they were worried the box they were sending it in wasn't all that potentially protective, and they wanted to make sure I got it in 100% good shape, which if you saw the boxes they sent me, you'd understand. All right, so that piece looks the same. I'm going to go ahead and open these up and we'll come back to it. All right, well, real quick, I'm actually not going to open it up because I figure if I don't have to open these, so much the better. All right, so the piece C, sprue C, with the some of the sponson machine guns and running gear, exactly the same. All right, sprue E, with which has again some of those railings on the top and various things, looks to be exactly the same. Yes. All right, did I already do sprue D? I don't think so. So sprue D, which has the upper roof and I think some of the lower parts and the railings and various other armor pieces, also is exactly the same. All right, so here's where I think they break differently. This one is sprue H, and this one has, I believe, some of the side armor parts for the machine guns. It does, and this is sprue G from the male kit, and the male kit obviously is different. It's actually a lot larger, but you can see some of the. This one has the actual cannons, which makes sense. So this is the difference. So sprue H you get, and sprue G you get with the male. Looking at sprue H, I'll edit all that out, right? So this is sprue H for the female, so this is what kind of makes this one different. And again, we've got some of the same quality injection molding that we had with the male version. Here's one of the machine guns down here. Again, looking at that, it looks very clean, very nice. I mean, the connection points there look fairly secure, so these parts aren't going to be wiggling off the sprues, and you're going to be potentially very careful about snipping these because they're on there well. Let's put it that way. We've got those. I guess these are A. I think these are supposed to be A, not V, but they're the A. They should just like clip off the top of the thingy there, if you can see what I'm talking about, and then it would make a better A. So the same road wheel running gear that we saw. And then, of course, the tracks are going to be the same. So we've already looked at those. And then this has a figure in it. Now, it's interesting that the other one didn't have a figure, because I thought most Takom kits lately have come with a figure. So apparently only the female kit comes with a figure. And it does actually say German photographer 1917 on the top of the box, whereas the other one doesn't have one. So there's a distinct difference right there. Let's take a look at the figure real quick. But not this one. All right, so here's the figure. You can see nice detail there in the uniform. He's got one leg off, which is, of course, down here. And that was just, again, for engineering reasons and so forth. Probably get better detail on it. We'll get some close-up pictures here for this guy. I'm not sure the camera will capture his head very well here. Maybe eventually. Oh, there we go. It's a nice facial expression. His mouth is open. He's got the pointy hat. But yeah, very nice. All right, moving on. And then, of course, then the primary armor piece, which is F, and I believe it's F on the other one, so even looking at it just to make sure, yeah, it's the same. So F is the same, and of course the manual will be for the female, and the photo etch will be slightly different, and the decals, but these will all be in the photos. The decals for this one have the Anchen, as well as German and Allied, I believe. This one has... no, I'm sorry, this is the female. The female does have... This is the German version, whereas the other version... So this one is Anchen. This one is Heinz with decals. And then, looking at the back, this one has marking... Okay, I see. All right. So in a French service... Or in English service, I guess. In English service, right? Because that's the English flag. I do know that that's the English flag. Then this was called Lodestar with the. I'm assuming this is, they don't provide this, so you just paint this on, obviously, the flag. Yeah, they do, because they show you the colors. XF2, XF7, XF49. Wow, aren't those Tamiya colors? Wow, interesting. So Lodestar 12th Battalion, France, 1918. So I'm not sure you do get the German Heinz. Oh, wait, here we go, sorry. And then on this page, they have flying manuals. This page, they have the German version, which is the Heinz. And this was Heinz Panzer 207, Abteilung 14, near Fort de Pompele, 1918. So I don't know how the Germans managed to capture all these, but they did, apparently. I guess they overran British positions or Allied positions. So looking back to the back of this one, I'm just seeing if it has the same similar thing, but no, actually it does, yes. So again, you get the two versions on this one. Oh, okay, there is an Allied version. So this one is Anchen Panzer 107, Abteilung 12, and then, yes, I realize I'm pronouncing that wrong in German, sue me. Near Fort de la Pompelle, 1918. Okay, apparently they captured a bunch there, or nearby. And then this second one is Flirt 2, F Company, Cambrai, 1917. They show that all painted in XF49 khaki. So anyways, that solves the mystery of the schemes and various provided versions. We'll go ahead and go to the photos and show the photos, and then we'll come back and conclude. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed those previews of the unboxings for the Mark IV male and female. Obviously, we'll be having these written up with more detailed reviews or potentially builds on these on the site in months to come, or in weeks and months, hopefully weeks for a inbox review and maybe months for a build review. But take a keep a lookout for those. It's only fair that since we started with the male on the screen that we end with the female, because, you know, we're fair here. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below and let us know how we're doing on these. No, they're not perfect, but they're the best I can do with literally 50 kits over to the left side of me that need to be going out soon. I've just been like over super loaded with stuff lately, so this is it. This is what you get. Uh, that said, I'd also like to definitely make a special thanks to Takom at the end of this video, which is only fitting since they're their models, for becoming our, I guess, third, but they are now our site sponsor. If you notice up in the header, you can see that they are basically helping in their share of the site and getting some advertising, obviously, and so forth for their site. It, however, does not buy any kind of special favors, as I'm sure they know. We will still look at their kits exactly the same way we did before, and we'll tell you if we think they're good, and we'll tell you if we think they're bad. And the people who think that we somehow change our reviews because we get money from places is kind of silly. If that was really the case, I would just go to a full subscriber-based, you pay for the site or you pay for access to the site type of thing, or whatever. I'd come up with a different system to help fund the site and keep it going. Advertisers have left us in the past because of bad reviews, but we have never then said to them, "Oh, we'll write some good reviews and you can come back." So that's just something I thought I would cover because obviously with Takom coming on board. And these kits going out. That doesn't, you know, for instance, we're not going to say anything better or worse about Meng kits now that the Meng is not our site sponsor. They won't suddenly have worse reviews or something like that. And we will still be covering those kits. As a matter of fact, we just got some kits in from Meng. So again, I'd like to thank Takom for their patronage and support, and they help keep this site going and keep me and my wife happy so that I can keep doing this as a full-time pursuit and help send out models to people all over the world, because believe me, when I have 50 kits and I send 30 plus of them out all around the world, it costs a lot of money. So as well as all the other things, obviously, that we do. So that in mind, again, I would like to thank them for their financial support because it does help. Again, if you have any comments or suggestions, leave them below. And if you're interested in doing a review on our kits or one of our potential samples, please check the homepage because there is a listing for available samples there. And I should have a list of new kits up as soon as before this video goes up. So definitely they will be there now. We don't send kits out to anybody, and we do ask that people have some kind of either track record or some past background with writing reviews online or doing videos. But if you are a person who has potentially done that, even for your local hobby club or something, you can always either send us a PDF of the newsletter or whatever the heck it is you've done, and we can at least get some idea of your writing style and that you've got the background for it. So that said, we still invite people to send in reviews to us if you're interested in becoming a potential reviewer for you want to get kits that we have available. That doesn't mean you can't send in a review of your own kit like that you bought recently, and then we'll look at that review and see if we think you've got the basic the basic photography skills that are needed to do basically online reviews. There's some kind of a little bit of technical expertise you need, but for the most part, you can just kind of wing it. So Thanks again for watching. Give us a thumbs up or a rating if you can, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. We appreciate that. And tell your friends, and we'll be back with another Cracking the Box very soon.